US, United States. They have 8 million hectares with irrigation. I don't know how many it's prepared to agricultural product. So a lot of countries like Algeria, they try to find investors, they try to help, but it should be from each side, from our side and from another side too. It couldn't be only one, so wants to do something. So we need to be prepared, we need to cooperate, because this is halal principles, what we're talking about, and this is Polish tradition too, Polish common. So we have to meet together in this. So this conference is very important place. This is the first time in Poland, and I believe so it will be, we work we go following this, and we try to organize system with help of Polish Institute HALAL and another institutes and another representative speakers. They come to us together to build this, to think about this like a system. And my appeal is, my idea is to look like, I don't know if another halal principle, but to look at this problem, to talk between institutes, to talk each other. Because this is very important thing, and I would like to tell you so. So when I was thinking about this work, what we have on the start this conference, the first I tried to record, and next I stopped this recording. After a while I record full speeches, because it was what it get this message from our honorable ghost, His Eminence Mustafa Celik, to all of us, included thoughts about our future, global future, not only today, not only about us, but it asks us what land we want to live for our children, for our grandson, what we want to live for them. And I would like to finish on this question for us also. It's going to also maybe one more time. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much for your interesting talk, Mr. Czesław. And now I would like to ask Dr. Zenaida if she wants to add anything. Would you like?
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon. Actually, it is an honor for me to chair the 8th session of this event, which is on processing requirements in halal production. At this point, we would like to thank our two good speakers for the insights that they have shared with us with regards to the topics assigned to them. As we all know, among the basic needs of man, food provides the health requirements of a person in order to live. The availability of halal food is among our main concerns, and several countries have a number of policies being implemented that recognizes the pivotal role of improving halal food production and supply to meet the ever-growing demand on halal. However, more than achieving availability of halal food, there should be assurance that the certain food will not cause harm to the consumer when it is prepared or eaten according to its intended use, as well as market access of locally produced halal foods and food products is being facilitated. While ensuring everyone's safety in consuming halal food products is being taken into great consideration, there is also a need to provide and or upgrade suitable technologies compliant to halal rules and regulations to couple processes involved in halal production. Our first speaker, Dr. Hani Al-Timur, remind us of our obligation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah obliged all humankind not to eat halal, not only halal food, but also food that are tayyib. When you say tayyib, the food must be pure and wholesome. So we have an obligation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we have to eat halal and tayyib food. That is being emphasized by our speaker. He also make emphasis on the protection of consumers' interest, that the consumer interest should be geared toward the prevention of adulteration, misbranding, fraudulent practices which mislead the consumer, and the prevention of misrepresentation and in the labeling and false advertising in the presentation of food. Therefore, standards for food safety measure shall be developed. He also mentioned the need for research and development. This is very important, so that through research and development, we can develop new technologies to develop new products as substitutes to haram products to meet the needs of the world halal market. And also, he emphasized also that manufacturers, processors should adopt the good agricultural practices as well as good manufacturing practices and employ the hazard analysis critical control point plus haram. And he cited the 7 principles of HACCP. Okay, and we need to, back on the R&D, we really need to produce or develop products that are more nutritious, healthier, and safer. Must be safe from haram and harmful substances to our health. As to the second speaker, he expounded on halal principles for technology transfer, and his baseline. It is based on the Polish principles on technology transfer. Actually, we do research and development to develop new technologies, as I have said. So technologies can be of two parts. One is hard infrastructure, and the other one is soft infrastructure. Hard infrastructure refer to machineries, equipments to mechanize the process. And soft infrastructure is a technology that refers to processes, so we need to improve the process. And this, once technology is being developed through research and development and it is mature, it has to be transferred to the private sector, to the end user for commercialization, to to improve and accelerate the economy and improve the quality of life of the end users also. And improve also our halal economy. Okay, and so he said that technology transfer can be done through trainings and consultancy services. That is, if the technology is processed, and can be the technology can be transferred also in terms of equipment for use and adoption for utilization, for commercialization of the end users. Okay, so in addition to the insights that they have contributed, I would like to add on some points, food safety is the responsibility of not only the food business operators and the government agencies, but of everybody. Traceability should be established for foods at relevant stages of production, post-harvest handling, processing of distribution when needed to ensure compliance with halal food safety requirements. There should be application of science-based risk analysis in managing all hazards directly or indirectly, intentionally or unintentionally introduced to the food, as well as risk communication and management, taking into account the results of risk assessment for monitoring, review, and continuous improvement. The government should strengthen food safety regulatory system, regulations, food safety standards, inspection, laboratory testing, data collection, monitoring, and other activities are of prime importance. Adoption of crisis management strategies and strengthening of halal research and development, as well as training of more Muslim practitioners who will police the safety of halal food and consumer education. So that is why, based on our experience in the Philippines, being a region of state universities and colleges, we have integrated halal science in the curriculum to produce more Muslim engineers, Muslim scientists, Muslim researchers, technologists, so on and the like, to address human resource requirements to man the development of the halal industry. As well as training, science and technology is the driver of economic growth and social well-being. And technology, we believe that technology is an important input in the production process or in the provision of services. And certification is being conducted in every stage of the halal production and supply chain. For me, certification is not enough to safeguard the food that shall be certified halal for consumption of halal consumers. Companies, especially companies that are owned by non-Muslim, should hire Muslim practitioners who are competent, who are trained, skilled, from top management down the line to police the integrity of the product. Certification is done periodically, how many months or 2 years or 1 year, so somebody has to be there to police the integrity of the product so that we are safe from haram as well as we are safe from harmful substances. Moreover, Islamic community involvement for the production and processing of halal and safeguarding the integrity of the product is of prime importance. So with this, the floor is now open for question and answer. Yes, sir, the Honorable Muslim, Sterling.
Assalamu alaikum, and dobry den good evening. I hope you are not tired. I hope you have enriched yourself for these 2 days. I took the floor to say thank you on behalf of you, all of you, to our brother Muhammad Saleh, to his son Omar, and of course to our great manager of halal, whom I know for a long time, brother Asad Sajjad, and his 2 sons, Kumail and Ali. If I didn't listen to this session, I would consider that I failed coming to Bosnia. I am really impressed from listening to these 3 presentations. The last one was a really summary of what we are and what we should do. because in these presentations I recognize that we are now moving from preaching to what? Skilling. And that is why I'm very happy. So the line between preaching and skillful and hard working now is crossed over. No preaching anymore. Let us work, let us do something. So Hani, I think, what I heard from Hani, I wish he could speak this in Arabic. And he would be so, even though English is good, what he said, but also what is written, and I would encourage him to write more articles about that. Yes, the key for the success of halal is monitoring of the production. Not only the monitoring of the production in the process of the production, but what is available in markets. We should have a surveilling or monitoring institution on the global level that will go to each and every shop of the food and to take every and each item. And you know what? We Europeans, we who live in Europe, we have learned not to rely too much on man, because man is lying. Machine doesn't lie. When you go to the airport and you have your boarding, what you do? This lady just watching on you, and machine is telling you you have the boarding or not. We Muslims, including me from Europe, we still are relying on man, which is okay, I understand. But men are corrupted. Even Adam was not able to stay in the paradise, right? And he brought this virus to the earth. So what Mr. Czesław Rolla said to us today is great. In order for us to control the halal production, we have to have the code that will detect whether food is halal or not. Not the man. I love, the man is okay, but we know very well. We know what is happening inside of ourselves. It's very easy to buy, especially if somebody is poor. But it is not necessary that he is a poor. You know, he can be rich, but also corrupted more than anybody else, because this greed, the economical crisis is not because of money, but because of greed. You know that 48% of the world global wealth is controlled by 1% of people. 99% are out of this share of the global wealth. Only 1%. What they are going to do? Can they have 2 dinners, 2 lunches? Can they drive 2 cars? No. What they need for this? Greed. So, I would like my brother Assad to take seriously these 2 gentlemen and lady, of course, for this idea of working. We are late 2 centuries in halal. We are late as Muslims. But it is better now or ever than never. Okay? We started. Now, of course, if I see from outside, when the halal production started, as many other things regarding what time is the Eid, how we are going to make a calendar of Islamic prayers. You know, we cannot agree, Muslims, unfortunately. When halal started, you have so many hands working to obstruct each other. Why him? Why not me? Where? How? And so on. So, yes, I understand when we say that the Muslims must be a witness of the halal food. I was imam in Chicago, I'll tell you. And we started to cooperate because Jews are moving ahead of us regarding kosher. So as a Muslim, I used to buy food kosher in all the market because I know that there is no pork there. But one Muslim state, don't want to mention the name, came and wanted to have chicken. And they came to our Islamic center, and we had one man who was a mediator in that. So this Muslim, and I whispered him, I said to him, when they come from the company, tell them that they must employ 2 Muslims in the company, because I know there are so many Muslims are unemployed in my community. But when they came, he said to them that, and they responded, we don't hire people on the basis of religion, which is not true. I know that the Jews are employed because they have to be a witness on the kosher. So I said to them, no, if you don't want to hire a Muslim, 2 Muslims, then we cannot make a deal. But this Muslim, from the Middle East anyway, he said, why not we can make a video or this recorder, so then we can register and somebody can repeat Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim all the time as they are slaughtering. You know, this is my point. What I'm trying to say, yes, we should emphasize that it must be a Muslim certification. But here can be something that could be deceived. We may be deceived because Muslim is easier to make easy fatwa decision, whether from mufti or not, than non-Muslim, because non-Muslim is afraid to lose the job and to be said that he is betrayed the trust. So we have to develop something that, yes, but at the same time, we have to develop the machine that will control both Muslim and non-Muslim about halal. So the idea to produce machine that will check by code what is halal and what is not, I think it's a great idea. Now let me finish because I don't want to take you too much time, but I always wonder when I am in the aeroplane business class and they ask me what food I want, and I write halal. So when they bring me halal, I would not eat even to dog. I would not give even to dog to eat. Okay? Whether it is by purpose or not, I don't know. But the food that is called halal is not eatable. The food that is not halal is eatable, tasty, nice, and very packed, very good. So, halal, haram, they made halal very attractive, very nice. And as for halal, we may, not take care too much. We have to compete between the halal and haram production in the way to make halal attractive, nice, like Boss. You know, when you go, you buy, what you buy, Mark. You don't buy the product. The same shirt you can buy another place like the one that you buy from the Boss, right? But you want to see the Boss here, right? So you are higher class, you are, you know, you are somebody. So I would like to see this packaging of the halal product to be the most attractive and the most attractive, especially to the youth and to everybody, Muslim, non-Muslim. So when he sees halal, he sees Boss, Hugo Boss. You know the Hugo Boss, right? Chanel. Why women are buying Chanel? Because it is nice, packed, you know, nice looking, nice. And it is a smell, it has a good smell, right? Chanel is a Chanel. When you go to this free shop and they are girls, they try to attract you another one. So, because everyone is buying Chanel, right? So, we have to announce a global competition between halal and haram production. And you don't need to say haram, just say halal. In order that this halal be lazzat, because there are three lazzats. Al-lazza jasadiyya, al-lazza al-fikriyya, al-lazza al-ruhiyya. Al-lazza jasadiyya is food and other things. I don't want to mention other things, okay? But at one time in your life, you lose this lazzat. And then fikriya, you know, information. You need information. This is how philosophy comes. And finally, lazza ruhiyya. And this lazza ruhiyya is everlasting. Doesn't matter whether you're young, you're old, is always. Why? Because lazza ruhiyya is the sensing the truth, justice, honesty. This is the lazza ruhiyya. It makes you happy when you tell the truth and when you hear the truth from somebody. Okay? So in that respect, I think one point just to make is that, as we said, halal is a concept, is a movement, is something new for us Muslims. If the non-Muslims, I think they know what we are talking about, but sometimes we don't know exactly. I'm not saying about you, you know, but Muslims at large, they don't know what we are talking about is halal. I know one gentleman, Alim in Sarajevo, when I said to him that we need halal, I'm very glad that Amir is here. You know what he said? Why should you check Muslims? Every Muslim know that we don't need to send any certificate for the Muslims. You need especially for the Muslims to make certificate, believe me. If we establish this credibility in us, the others will believe us. But we don't have this credibility yet. Therefore, halal is not only about food. Halal is halal about mal, halal mal, and halal and haram mal. And haram mal means corruption, bribing, and so on. So, I am very, because at home my wife doesn't allow me to speak. You know, she's always so I have to be silent. So when I'm at the conferences, you know, I like to speak, you know, to fill up my need. So I'm sorry. But really, from the bottom of my heart, I congratulate. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for hosting me. Thank you for Poland, Poznan. These are, you know, we are Slavs. We share the same ethnicity. We are Slavs, special people. We have Copernicus, who said, you know, the sun is not the center, or the earth is not the center of the world, but the sun. We have the Pope, Paul II, which is from Slavic origin, right? And we have Mazoyevsky, the great hero of mine, who resigned. He's the only representative of international community in Bosnia who was special envoy of Boutros Ghali, who resigned and said, in Bosnia is a genocide, I cannot watch that, and you are crooks all over the world, you don't do anything. This Mazoyevsky, he passed away recently. I gave him a special award. He is the only person that received from the victims of genocide a special reward. So you should be proud of Mazowiecki,
then we can sign.
John Paul II, and Copernicus. Okay, Copernicus is far away, okay. Everybody, he belongs to everybody, not to you. But the Pope, absolutely. After him, no Pope like him. Okay? So, I am very glad to be here in Poland and greet my fellow Slavs. Yesterday I visited the Bishop of Poznan. I convey salams from you. We need to reach out to people, especially in Europe, to tell them we are Muslims, we share. We possess the last covenant, so we have to share this. You have the old covenant, the new covenant, and we have the last covenant, so you have to listen to us. You cannot understand your covenant without understanding ours, and we Muslims cannot understand the Quran without understanding what is the old covenant and al-ahd al-qadim or al-ahd al-jadid. That's the fact. At-Tabari knew that, and this is why his tafsir is the best one. But he is accused about Muslims about Israeliyat, as he put too much Israeliyat, right? But he is the only original one who wrote tafsir al-Quran that we know what is all about. Thank you very much once again, and I am going tomorrow to Sarajevo. I will pass to my wife all the greetings from you, and of course when I come home I will be, as always, behave myself. Only when I am out I feel freedom. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mufti. So like we have to pass on the message to your wife to give you some chance to speak at least. So we have time for question and answer. If you have any questions to any of the speakers, please speak now. Yes, Mr. Jinnah. One question from Mr. Jinnah.
It's not a question, it's a suggestion to Dr. Hani. As you mentioned, Center for R&D, 70% of the seed, the seed what God has given to the mankind, no more now. 70% of the native seed gone. We are left only 30% of the native seed what God has given to the mankind. You know what I'm talking about. GMO, genetically modified organism. In 20 years time, the entire Gulf, you will not find the native seed what God has given to the dates. You will get GMO, not the original. Okay? So my point here, they are coming out the new technology, synthetic meat. They have spent almost 20 years time, now in a production line. The synthetic meat in a production line. As a R&D center, why did we as a Muslim, and including a non-Muslim, we can set up a center to protect the seed banks, to protect what Allah has given to the earth as a mankind as a gift. This is our responsibility. If we are not doing it now, then the next generation is going to be curses. We learn the lessons. For 50 years, 60 years, we lost what God has given to the gift to the mankind. If we are not doing the job now, in 20 years time, the next generation is definitely going to curse us. So this is my suggestion. We have a lot of intellectuals here to set up, to protect the seeds, to set up, to protect the nature, what God has given to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Jinnah, for your comment.
Actually, when I talk about food defense, genetic modified food or any playing, for me, it's playing in food. One of we don't need to genetically modify food. Maybe there's another school, but we must defend. We don't need genetic modified food, but what we shall do. We are in the third developing country.
No, I think we have 16 years, we had enough defense. Now it's a time to attack. Okay? So the strategy have to change. Defense, we have put in a 60 years. Now it's a time to attack. Attack means what I'm saying now? The Muslim has to come out to protect what has God given to the earth. Inshallah.
Thank you, Dr. Ibrahim.
My comments to Angela, I think I seconded you for the suggestion, but I think the Russian, they have the biggest banking for seeds.
The bank, Jim.
Yeah. It's not a GMO, it's the big banking for seeds. Thank you.
Brother, not only Russia, there are 7 countries banned GMO. Brazil already done it, Russia has already done it, a few countries in the pipeline.
Okay, thank you very much. Any more questions? No? Thank you. So we'll have the memento, and I would like to continue the next session now, so we can wind up quickly. I've been asked to continue without a break. So if you can bring the memento. Dr. Sama, if you can please come and to Dr. Hani. And Mr. Rolla. And we have a special memento for Mr. Sufyan Zoli, which we will present to him. Mr. Sufyan, if you can please. I believe you also have a short ceremony of memento signing with Polish Institute of HALAL with the IIDC, and we're going to sign it now. Dr. Sana, you have Dr. Sana, MOU, you have to sign the MOU.
So, it will get the Memorandum of Understanding between the Polish Institute of HALAL, represented by Dr. Mohamed Salah Messi, and the Islamic Information Documentation and Certification GmbH to the C, represented by Dr. Günther Ahmed Rushni.
I want to do something. I remember what you told us last time. So the God help us in this book.
Not